Halo came about because there's so many references we can go to. We got Star Wars. That was our biggest influence was Star Wars. We got aliens, and artists who design the elites, they design them off the aliens. So we thought, how can we make some cool, characteristics behind our characters? And we just thought, like, a game. So then when we made the game, we had a hard time coming up with the name. Like, we went through so many ways of coming up with the name, and someone said Halo.
Master Chief, with his attachments, it kind of plays on the issue of, is he man, is he machine, is he a man-sheen? We'll never know. Once again, it's one of those things that's left open for the person playing to experience. I think there are some sensitive sides to him that we don't want to touch, and it is a game that kind of wraps you into the moment, the gameplay, and there's no room for tearjerkers in Halo. There's no tears in space.
I think the reason Master Chief seems to be so cool is because how he takes down most of his enemies and say anything, he takes on like 50 people a day with easily 50 people with like a battle rifle with like 200 rounds, a grenade, and kick-ass kind of attitude.
I think with Master Chief's seemingly invulnerability that lends to the user playing the game, as that invulnerability is being passed on to them as they control Master Chief. I think one of the problems we've had, especially with the large cinematic battle sequences, is that the whining space marines around him drop so quickly, and yet Master Chief is so strong. What if there were more Master Chiefs? There would be no Covenant left anymore.
Master Chief, you mind telling me what you're doing on that ship?
Sir, finishing this fight.
Cortana is a computer program who was augmented inside the Master Chief's helmet. So whenever a Master Chief is sent on a mission, Cortana is always there as a guide. She's like a computer program who can hack into anything that she wants to. So when Master Chief needs to get into a door, or he needs to, change passwords and stuff, Cortana is always there and opens everything up for him. Cortana is what makes everything possible for Master Chief.
I'll detonate in Emberclad's reactor just like we did the others. No, I don't want to chance a remote detonation.
Halo's gone through several stages of development. It all started from early beta testing. The very first one we called it Halo 0. That was the first version, but it was totally two-dimensional, and that was a big flaw in the game. And we had to scrap it because real world is three-dimensional. So eventually moved to version 2, which we call Halo because we call that the first official version, and that's when it's we have the 3D graphics. There was very extensive testing. We had to do so many tests. There were so many glitches. There are glitches in the game because we haven't quite figured out what the engine will do. We're still fine-tuning the game to make sure those glitches don't happen. The biggest noobs I ever played against were, of course, Tyrese and Dave. They pretty much suck. It's terrible. I think you need to get their skills up if they want to get jobs here. This game testers like me.
Map paintings are more things that have to deal with paintings on a Wacom tablet done in Photoshop, and I do most of those in probably 20-30 minutes, most for some the sketches. Then I just took some time to figure out how to do each of them and put a few levels, because since it's more of a war simulation, we're going to have we have to match it according to the terrain. That's where the environment we're going to be going and fighting in. From one of the favorite ones from the Blood Gulch, is a classic. So we decided to keep that, but we wanted to figure out why Blue Ghost was so good. Why people like it so much. And we figured out that was mostly because they had it's a really nice, although we didn't know, I didn't notice this when I first came with some of the ideas for Blue Gulch. Some of the ideas were really good, like the hills. It was a nice distance. It wasn't too long, it didn't get too boring. There was ways in and out, but you could figure out the ways. You could figure out ways around the mountain range. Like in one part where you get into the cave and you just come around the side and you just throw a grenade at somebody. Right. But the person knows you go there, but next time they'll just wait for you there. On other maps, it's too big, or too many of them, or too many teleporters. So we decided to cut that down in 2. We definitely cut that down. And as far as how I came with some of the designs and the maps, they say the best teacher is history. So I look back on some of the human history from Roman and Greek culture, and I look back on our first game and just kind of modded it from there.
Basically wanted to take gamers into the reality of Halo, and blurring the lines between real life and Halo itself. The textures, provide something that just pops out at you. You can see the characters and think of them as in real life. It kind of makes you have that shock factor. You go through these different environments and you experience them. You're not just playing the game, you're experiencing Halo. And that's what we strive for, and that's what I'm striving for in terms of the direction of the art itself. Another aspect now that's coming up in the new upcoming Halo 3 is about the brutes. And we wanted to take the step above what was actually in Halo 2, because the brutes were brought out, they were kind of these hairy beings that were there and kind of not really developed upon, and we worked on it so much more in Halo 3. Our basic concept design was merging a gorilla with a rhinoceros. If you can think of that concept of the plating, the armor, that combination would bring is what we brought forth in Halo 3.
He has his own personality, he has his own way of moving, he has his own identity and look to him. So he's just a Marine with attitude.
For our non-action cinematics, that's what we want. We want the person to step back out of the stinky helmet and the sweaty shoes of Master Chief for a little bit and see what is going on. For that moment, you're having an out-of-body experience. The cinematic, once again, it sort of flavors. It's the butter on your popcorn. It's the limas in your succotash. It makes it a whole other thing. It takes the game out of this is a little sequence that I'm playing to this is a living, breathing movie that I'm changing. That's what cinematic does.
And that's what we strive for, and that's what I'm striving for in terms of the direction of the art itself. Basically wanted to take the aspects of all these games and hype them up to a point where we invite you into the reality of Halo, taking the technology and assimilating it to an environment that we take you into. Gamers can not only just play the game, but they can actually experience this reality, experience the textures, the environments that this game provides. And basically take themselves out of their normal reality and come into Halo reality.